Hello, this is GloZell. Is you okay? Is you good? Because I wanted to know. Okay, so we were just in New York, and it wasn't quite a week since the Boston bombings. Okay, so there was a lot of security this particular day because there was a lot of racist people, not people who don't like other people, but people who are running race. What do you call them people? They racist? People who run race? Not, what do you call them? People who run races. Racist? Anyway, so people are still, kind of up in arms and a little more than normal. We were on the plane getting ready to come back to LA, from New York to LA, and it was these two people who look Middle Eastern, look like they're Muslim. If you're like, oh, okay, if I had to guess they were Muslim, okay, yes. And then there was a security guy that had on some kind of security kind of thing behind them, and he was holding something, kind of holding this metal thing up like this, and I couldn't see what it was, but he had his hand like this. So these two guys are walking, and people are like, because they look like they're from the Middle East and they're on a plane, and it happened to be this big security guy right behind them. So I'm like, now that they're not gonna bring people who they think they're gonna do something bad on the plane. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not gonna freak out or nothing, but people are looking, getting out of their seats, looking where they're going, what's going on. And I was like, well, maybe I need to be alert. I usually don't do that racial profiling, but it was kind of odd. These two guys sat down in their seat, and the security guard type guy, excuse me, went past them and took out a seat enlarger, or, because there was a person in the seat whose seatbelt didn't go around them, so he had the seatbelt and he was kind of carrying it behind him. He just happened to be walking right behind those two. That's it. So my thing is racial profiling. It's hard to, especially now, you can't look at somebody and know that they're a terrorist or they're a robber or this and that, and people just go by these images that they see in the media only, because the media doesn't have time, or they just don't show all the good things that certain races do, so I don't know if other races do this. Like when you hear, like, in the news, there's been a shooting and several people have been shot and blah blah, and I'm like, please don't be black, please don't be black, please don't be black, because it's going to be that much worse for my uncles, my cousins, in the event that I have children, my sons, whatever, myself. So you're like, oh no. So I don't know if other races do that. Now, the Boston bombers, I was like, they were flashing pictures, and I was like, what? You couldn't judge, especially that young one. You couldn't look at him and think, oh, terrorist. I'm like, give him a guitar. He looked like a Jonas brother. That's what he looked like to me. And people probably wouldn't have picked up on things too much because, like, oh, he's so cute. He was good looking, or is good looking. He's still alive. So you can't, especially when things like this happen, you can't judge a book by its cover. More than likely, it's better if you love a book by its cover. Most of the time, when people are not really bothering you, is like in your mind, and so many people who may or may not carry a gun might get scared because, like, oh, I think this guy might try something, and let me shoot first, and that kind of scary stuff happens when you racial profile. Anyway, over and out. That's all I'm gonna say. That was like the plane incident. Like, that's just to show you that there's a little bit of racism in everybody, and that there's good people in all races. I just want to emphasize that, especially when there's so much going on, and it's easy to go, okay, all those people are bad, and all those people are bad. When if you just keep the faith, the light, that not all bad, not all races are bad, or not everybody in a certain race is bad. Okay, over and out. Yeah, that guy wasn't trying to shake his pom-poms like Jonas Brothers. He was dropping bombs. I'm just saying. He can get away with a lot because nobody suspected him. And they were from Turkey, right? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think people are treated different because they're good looking on, any level? is it right to judge people just by how they look? I mean, or do you feel like, you know what? I'm gonna be more careful. I need to, like, oh, this looks odd. Over and out.